Welcome here to our final Florida in Focus. I have been down in the Sunshine State all throughout this week doing Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and I am honored and privileged to say that here on our final day down in Florida on Friday, February 26th, it is my absolute honor to be ending the week with one of my good friends, one of my close friends, someone who I appreciate and someone who I deeply respect, and that being Mr. Dale Shackleford. Syracuse Orange Basketball history, overseas basketball, has done so much with the kids up here in central and upstate New York, and of course did a lot of things in Utica, where he called home, and is now down in the state of Florida with Cardinal Gibbons and doing a fantastic job there. It is so great to be in the Sunshine State and to actually be in the same place as Dale, because it's been a little while. But Mr. Shackleford, if I wanted to give you an intro that had all the accolades, it would be the whole hour and a half of a show. So let me just say welcome back, and it's very good to share the stage with you again.
And it's always great to be on the show with you. It's always great hearing your voice. And hopefully soon we'll be able to see each other in person and at least, give each other a nice friendly hug and reminisce about the good old days.
Yeah, man. And all week long, I've been trying to rock the right attire down here in Florida. Pluto's my favorite. So
there you go.
Do you have a favorite Disney character?
Not really, because I watched all the old Disney cartoons and that, and I love them all. Mickey and Donald Duck and Goofy, and they're all great to me. Those are childhood memories that I wish they'd show more of those cartoons now than the stuff they have on TV now.
And I find it interesting because you bring me back to when I used to say to you, "Oh, Dale, this is on TV," or "Did you see this?" And you're like, "Dan, I just sit in bed and watch old cartoons." What got you on that? Did you watch the cartoons growing up, and then as you got older, just wanted to watch it to maybe keep that nostalgia or remind you, kind of like maybe recharge your battery and remind you of yourself? What made the cartoons stick around with you as you got older?
Well, I think a lot of it had to come from when I went to foreign countries. Their cartoons are totally different, different type of humor. I grew up, Saturday mornings and getting up and, watching all the cartoons that I could watch before, my parents said, okay, it's time to, clean the house and get out of the house. So, those type of things I missed. And then when they put on all the old, Boomerang had all the old cartoons and that, just brought back those childhood memories. And, I just enjoy watching them.
What was it like overseas? What were the cartoons like? Were they vastly different, or what was it like?
Well, I couldn't really tell you because they're hard to explain. The characters looked different. Whoever the characters were, you got Thomas the Tank Engine. I think that was on TV here for a while.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't even remember most of the cartoons. And when I was in Chile and South America, I couldn't understand them anyway. So. The cartoon characters just had different shapes, different styles. Mickey Mouse looked like Roland Rat or something. But they were different, and I couldn't understand them. And the cartoons there didn't come on TV too often. You got a couple hours in the evenings when the kids were out of school, and then that was it. There's no Saturday morning cartoons or anything because their big sports were soccer and that's what's going to get the number one billing on TV.
Why did you like cartoons so much from the beginning? Like, why were you a kid that just loved them?
I think it was just something. The animation part of it was just intriguing as a young kid, and it was funny. It had good humor in those cartoons and stuff. Yeah, the old fashioned cars where Mickey's running and the car's running ahead of him. He's running trying to catch the car to get in it, and just little things like that. And, with Daffy Duck and Goofy and, even the Bugs Bunny cartoons with Hanna-Barbera and that, those were great cartoons. And I loved watching, Popeye and that. So, those cartoons were good, entertainment for me as a kid growing up.
I got to ask you, for me, my favorite, I actually have something here that my Disney fans down here in Florida can appreciate. And if you go on social media and you check out at Dan on Disney on any of the social media, you'll find us there, especially on Instagram. But my favorite is like an off the beaten path character. Pluto's my original favorite, but I love Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Darkwing Duck. Yes, I get that one. Yeah.
So Darkwing Duck, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Bonkers, all those shows. Like Darkwing Duck is like a bastard child of Disney. They have like thrown him in the vaults. They've forgotten him. But whenever I can find anything Darkwing Duck related, I have a watch from when I was a kid in second grade, third grade. And my parents got me this watch, and it's Darkwing like this. And he opens his cape. And when he opens the cape, the time is there, and you can like set.
Oh, okay. Stuff. Yes.
I can't find the watch, Dale, and I'm telling you, like, I need to scour. My dad's in the house now where we used to live. I need to scour the house and find it, because if there's a plush, if there's a magnet, a keychain, anything, if there's Darkwing Duck at Disney, I buy it in the moment, because I know, like, for certain that if I walk by at 5:00 and I come back after grabbing a hot dog or a pizza at 7, it's not going to be in the store. They disappear. I found a mug a couple years ago. I picked those up, but Darkwing Duck, and I'm happy you know it, because so many people don't, and it makes me so sad. Like, I almost feel like at times it was a figment of my imagination. So I'm happy you know who he is.
Yeah, I remember that.
So do you have, for you being down there now, what's kind of will Crystal watch cartoons with you now? Do you watch cartoons still?
Yeah, every now and then, but I'm into the adult cartoons now with, Family Guy and Bob's Burger, American Dad. That's what's on now. And those are, my adult cartoons that I watch. And, I haven't, actually with, the TV service that I have, I don't get the Disney cartoons or the Boomerang cartoons with the old Bugs Bunny and that. So I'm sticking with those 3 adult cartoons, and a couple hours a day, I get a good laugh, and then I go on to my cooking shows.
Yeah, and for you, you're such a simple guy. Speaking here with Dale Shackleford, a great friend of mine, also played for Syracuse, played overseas, is coaching down at Cardinal Gibbons in Florida now. And obviously we're doing this Florida in Focus special, and each day dedicated to someone special in my life. And we're finishing the week here with Dale Shackleford on TGIF. So, Dale, for you, being so simple is, I think this last year of 2020 has really kind of shown us, or should have shown us, to kind of like get back to zero, get back to the equator line and say, what are the things that make us happy when we take a deep breath? Like, what do we need to do? Do we need to take a walk? Do we need to listen to music, watch cartoons, cook? I would like to think that this year has made us stop. And instead of being so anxious and so stressed out as we've all kind of come to be, to reset and go, okay, you know what? This is what gets me to feel more like myself again. Your cartoons and your cooking shows are very simple, and they're very like you can shut your brain off and just kind of be there. Do you feel like during the year of 2020 that some of those things helped to kind of, set you back to zero, or playing with the dog, or, just simple things make you kind of maybe appreciate life a little bit more?
I think right now with the coaching I've done, since I've been here in June, I'll say July, because I didn't start doing any coaching until then. I think that brought me back to knowing that, my calling was to try to help these young kids reach their greatest potential in basketball and in life. We teach life skills as well as basketball, in our programs and stuff. And I think that's very important. And I feel that I'm giving something back to, especially the game I love, and, giving some kids hope for when they get older that, there is things that you can do. And the only thing you can really do is when you get the opportunity to follow your dream, follow it. Don't waste time. Don't wait for it. It's not going to come to you. You have to go out and get it.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about that stuff off the air, that professionally or personally, if you want something, you have to go after it. Like God doesn't give you the person of your dreams or the job of your dreams. He doesn't put it next door or down the road. He normally puts it really far away, and you got to get after it. But, I don't know any other world than to reach after it. And with starting my company, it wasn't even like he put it anywhere. It was nothing. It was the air in front of my face. And I always say, like, I took the thin air and I just kind of started to morph it and turn it into something. And now it's a fully fledged company. I mean, 8.5 years in, somebody could sit in the chair and, like, do the show. If I was out, I could say, hey, sit in, this is what we're going to do. And there's a plan, there's a place, there's times, there's ways to listen. There's all these things that came out of an idea. But I want to go off of what you just said. Like, if you want something in life, you have to be willing to get it. And they say that people are like magnets. And, if you really want something in life, if you want to be with somebody, if you want to be living somewhere, if you want a certain job, then nothing is going to stop you if you really, truly want that thing.
Oh, for sure. And, it's like, what I was saying about the basketball and everything else. I know you see the T-shirt here, and this is inspiration from you and being on your shows. And, Roosevelt and I started the same thing up in Syracuse. And then my friend Ed Jacob down here, who is actually Salt on the T-shirt here, we played high school basketball together. And he just said to me one day, hey, why don't you and I do a show together? You've done it before. You've been there before. Let's do a show together. So, we sat down, we thought of some ideas and stuff. And, this was our nickname in high school, Salt and Pepper. And we decided to, do the Salt and Pepper talk show, non-politically correct. We do get a little raw. We do get a little dirty, but it's live and direct. And we try not to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
But, it's something that we've been working on, and it's caught on very well down here. We just started the T-shirt line a couple weeks ago. And we're getting a lot of demand for them right now. And so, we're in the process. That was one of my meetings today is, talking about, how we're going to produce these T-shirts and get them out to people. And everybody's asking for them. I can't say everybody, but a lot of people are asking for them. And, we're right now trying to, market our show like, you've done yours for the past 9 years.
And I think it's cool. And I know that you haven't seen them yet, but we actually in the process too. And I came up in during Corona, and I know you know this, Dale, but when I'm faced with adversity, I always get I might complain about it in the beginning, but I complain less than I used to. I don't really question God as much as I used to. And more energy is spent on saying, okay, what are we going to do? How am I going to make this better? So when I went into everything going on with Corona, I said, I'm going to come out of this thing better than I went in. I've come out of it better physically, mentally, spiritually. And, I said, my company is going to grow. We're going to go into this thing and we're going to progress out of this and we're going to do better and we're going to get better. And so in the middle of all of it, I was like, you know what? Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, that's the umbrella over everything. I was like, I want that to have a new logo. I want Wake Up Call to have a new logo. I want Super Powered Pop and Dan on Disney. And then I started Comic Book Trails. Everything has got to be fresh. Right. So I want to shout out one of my closest friends, my graphic designer. His name is John Grenquist. We actually went to Lynn University together. And so the guy that helped to bring my logos to life is someone that's been my friend for 17 years. And once he brought him to life, I got a shout out on Court Street. The awesome people at Mark Products that did these. And so this is my favorite version of it. We got a lot of different things, but this is the hoodied long sleeve shirt, and that's the new Wake Up Call logo.
Let me get a better look. Oh, that's very nice. I'll have to purchase one of those from you.
Yeah, so I mean, like that. So I see you doing your thing, and I was like, what about a sun coming out of a coffee cup? And it just kind of fits. And I thank you for that, because I see, you doing your thing with Salt and Pepper, and I wanted to get this new line, but I wanted it to be stuff I really wanted to wear. And I needed somebody to take my logo and bring it to life and bring my vision to life. And, I had tried stuff in the past and I had been in different states, and I really needed somebody to just spend the time on it. And I got these products and he was like, what do you think? And I was like, this is incredible. To me, if I wear the DTBM, it's just the headphone and it's the mic and the headphone, and that oversees it all. But it's like when you wear this stuff and somebody sees it from afar, they want to know. And I've had people say, I'd pay for it, I'd buy it on a rack somewhere. So same thing as you is like, we're now opening a web store so that people can buy these anywhere in the world. And I think it's great that you've been such a go-getter. I have always tried to do that myself. And, I'm so excited for you because we started the shows together, and then, you did your thing with Rosie, you're doing Salt and Pepper. And the fact that you gave me any type of credit within all of this, of what you just said, I appreciate that. I don't know if I deserve it, but
you deserve all the credit because, I would never have continued this if I didn't do those 4 years with you.
Well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. I love you very much as family. And I'm so happy that I want to buy one of yours. You know what I mean? It's like we've always supported each other from the get-go. And I think more than anything else, Dale, if everything else went away, the fact that I have somebody like you in my corner is such an amazing thing. And I want you to know that, there's no replacing Dale Shackleford in my life. Like you and your support and what you've given to me and the 4 years we had together, I will do whatever I have to do, calls like this or whatever it may be, to always, keep us connected and together because, I can't replace what we have done together. I only look to find another way to do it again because you're one of those unique people that I always want to have either on the air or off the air,
Well, Dan, it's always, great being with you and stuff. And it's like, from day one, it seemed that, you and I were like family. And it's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way. And I appreciate every time you have me on. Sometimes I can't make the time, but, sooner or later we'll find the time. And I appreciate, you doing what you're doing with everything that you're doing and with everyone that you have on your show. And as I said before, with talking with my partner on Salt and Pepper, we're trying to be like the wake-up call with Dan Tortora. We want to have a good following. We want to present good product to people. And we want to get, audience feedback. And we want to have special guests on our shows. And, that's what we're working on now.
So tell me a little bit about Salt and Peppers. We're here with Dale Shackleford in our Florida in Focus special wake-up call on the road. You can use the hashtag wake up call on the road, wake up call OTR, or wake up call everywhere. And so very happy to be in the state of Florida talking with Dale Shackleford, a very close friend of mine. Tell us about Salt and Pepper, a little bit more on the background of it. And I've seen that you've had some really awesome guests. So tell me about, the things that you've done and the people that you've kind of you've dove into some pretty awesome topics that go far beyond, just the sport itself. And you just did something football wise that I thought was pretty incredible and definitely worth listening to. So bring us into Salt and Pepper's premise, and then, tell me about some of these guests that you've had.
Well, Salt and Pepper started, back in high school in 75. My partner, Ed Jacob, and I, in high school, he was a sophomore, I was a senior. And, for some reason, we just bonded. Even before, we were actually on the team together. When he was a freshman, I was a junior, and we became friends, and we played basketball together a lot. And then when he came onto the varsity team, it was a situation where, things clicked for us together better than anyone else. And, our varsity coach at the time, Dave Brown, always used to say, well, what is this, the Salt and Pepper combination? You guys just pass to each other, and you guys just do things together. Yeah. And it kind of stuck with us for, that 1 year in high school. And, Ed and I played a lot of basketball over the years together. And, after college, he played at Potsdam State, and obviously I played at Syracuse. And after college, we tried to get a package deal to play in Europe or South America. And we had an opportunity to go to Puerto Rico. And he didn't want to, leave the States and that. So I ended up going to Italy. And he ended up going back home and ended up in North Carolina working a job. And, we've been in touch over the years. And, I did a couple of his AAU tournaments down in Pennsylvania when he was living there. And when he moved to Florida about 6 years ago, we always kept in touch and everything. And we decided to come down here. And actually the place that we're living in, he was the one that showed us around. So, I appreciate that with him. We've been great friends ever since. And then we started talking, he's seen, shows I've done with you and seen the shows I've done with Rosie. And, he brought it to my attention, why don't we do a show here? And I figured, well, Syracuse basketball players have so many shows about Syracuse basketball. And I'm in a situation down here where I don't see a lot of Syracuse basketball. I catch some of the highlights, or whenever a game's on TV here, I can watch it. But I can't honestly comment on Syracuse basketball if I don't actually see it and I'm not there live to visualize what's going on. So, we decided to let's do our own show. We'll do, politically correct or non-politically correct show, and let's, go out and find some guests to be on the show. And, it took us a while. We did a show by ourselves, and then we said, well, let's reach out to some people that are in the area, some coaches and that. Yeah. And we go to a coffee shop every morning with a friend of yours who Alum very well. And, met some of his friends and that. And, they've got a great circle of guys that meet every morning for coffee at Sequella's Cafe in Boca. And we started going there and we started talking to them. And they were bringing up names of people they know. And, the light bulb goes off in our heads like, hey, maybe we can get them on our show. And, one thing led to another. We started making phone calls. And, we had Randy Grimes on the show. And he's an ex-Tampa Bay football player. Back in the 80s, early 90s. And, he had a problem with, painkillers. And even 20 years after he retired from playing, he still was addicted to painkillers. So we thought that would be a great topic to have on our show. And, thank God for him. We put out a call to, his business, his organizations that he has. And, they got right back to us. And he was more than one to, come down on our show and, speak of what's going on with pro athletes of all sports, not just football, that are, addicted to painkillers, addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, whatever the case may be, and that the substance abuse has overtaken their lives. And, people don't see that because of, what they do on the field and not realizing that those things they had to do in order to stay on the field. So he brought that to light in the show that we had there. We also had the basketball coach from Lynn University, which he's in a bad situation because their program was supposed to start this month in February, and now they canceled the whole season. So he's got a full squad, really can't recruit any kids to bring them in because he wants everybody back next year, and everybody wants to come back next year. So he's, stuck with the team that he has. And unfortunately for kids, he's getting, 40, 50 calls a week with kids and parents that, want their kids to go to school there, and he just can't take it because, he's at his limit. So, we're trying to get the various messages out to people, and we're trying to get people that have different types of foundations and stuff that need support that, we can help them generate some interest in their foundations that they have. So, that's where we're at right now. We've got a couple of other coaches in the works. We actually had the assistant football coach from Atlantic High School on. And he has a couple of foundations that he does and stuff like that. So, we're working within the community in that to try to, get messages out for everyone and also see what, the country thinks about some of the things that are going on in, sports in general. We're not going to talk politics, even though I ran it the other day a little bit about, what the New York governor is doing to people in New York. Yes. And, we're trying to, be politically correct and non-politically correct and not upset anyone. So, our show is fun. We just came out with the T-shirts last week, and, we've got a lot of interest in those. And we're just having fun. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, without the support of Crystal and without her motivating me to do these things, I'd probably be content with just, not doing anything or, maybe with a bartending job or something. Who knows, what I'd be doing down here. But, she's, 100% behind me. And, she motivates me every day. And she says that, I'm here for a purpose and this is my calling and you have to go after it and fulfill that. And I'm here to help, here to, do whatever I can for the young adults, male or female, and, try to hopefully, carry them on in a positive way. And give kids the opportunities that I had. I came from a poor family. We didn't have a lot. My father died when I was 14 years old. And my mom took care of, 3 of us after my father passed away. There was 5 siblings in my family. And, she did that well without having another man in her life and another man in our life. So, I respected her for that, and I appreciate her 100% for that. And a lot of things I do now is because of things I learned from my dad and my mom. So this is part of them. This is for them, and I hope I can continue to do that.
Dale, for you, you bring up Crystal, and you and I have we've kind of seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? We've seen different things in the dating world and whatnot. How did you know that Crystal was that true partner, that supporter, that person that you could lean on, that you could move, down the country with? I mean, how did you know, hey, you know what, this is right? Because in the time that I've known you, she was in your life, and before that, she wasn't. And it just seems like, she's the one that stuck around, and she's the one that, as it's kind of been a recurring thing on the shows the last couple of weeks. But Floyd Little said to me a while back, and I played the show not even remembering he said this to me, and then it's been said to me again of, he said when they were looking for a coach at Syracuse for football, he said, we went to the dance and there was a lot of pretty girls, and we wanted to dance with all of them, but you dance with the one that wants to dance with you. How did you know that Crystal was the one that wanted to dance with you? And how did you see that she was different? Because I know that you always find a way to give her credit.
Well, she'll get mad at me for telling her story, but she actually hit me with her Mercedes Benz, and I've got the Mercedes emblem on my butt from where she hit me with her car. That's how I always say that. We met, and I bribed her into going out to dinner with me instead of calling the police.
Yeah.
But that was just a little joke that I had with her when we first met and everything. I think that my biggest thing was that she took interest in me and what I wanted to do, and she helped motivate me to let me know that I can do better than what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was doing the shows at Rosie, and I was bartending at a restaurant, and I was basically content with just doing that. And she told me time and time again, you have more to give than just to be content with doing those things. You should be out coaching. You should be out doing different things. And she stuck with me with that 100%. And anything that I do or anything I come up with, she is full board onto whatever I'm doing, and she's very supportive of everything I do. I mean, she helps with the show every week. She gives us ideas about the show. She gives us ideas about the shirt. She helps us with our product sales and stuff. So to have someone like that cares about you and want you to do well for yourself, because she doesn't need me to take care of her or anything. She's got a great job that she does, but she's in the job of helping people also, because she's in the business of helping mental health and drug addiction. She's been in that business for a long, long time, and she's also been in the business of having her own gym where she helps people with dieting and trying to lose weight and trying to stay in shape. So she's been involved in all those type of things, and she's just into helping people, and spiritually. She has a lot of spirituality with her, and I think that that's helped me a lot by listening to her and doing the things that I feel that has made me feel better, me happy, and it's motivating me to do what I'm doing now.
And I think that that's so incredible that you have that support, because I think we kind of see both sides of it, right? You see the people that support you, and then sometimes the people that you're with don't understand, why you do what you do. And, the type of human being I am, like, my friends are all over the place. They're out of the country. They're in all over the country. And, I'm the type of person where I'm like, I want to see Dale, and I just want to give him a hug and sit on the porch with him. So I'm going to fly down to Florida and spend a day with him, and there's some people that be like, you're nuts. And I was like, no, because at the end of my life, those memories of seeing that, coming down to Florida and getting to see Gracie and Carly, my nieces. I have 6 nieces and 5 nephews, and I don't have any biological siblings, but my friends have made me a brother. And having that, I have all these nieces and nephews, and it makes me so excited and so happy. And Gracie will be happy because I'm wearing red.
Right.
She knows my show, like they know my voice. So Carly and Gracie would say like Uncle Dan, and I have only really like seen them face to face like once. You know, they're little,
Okay.
and they remember me. And Jason picked up Jason and Kristen. I'll shout them out, but they picked up Gracie and put her on their lap, and she's like, "Hi, Uncle Dan." And before I could say I'm coming down to see you this week, you know, she said, "Are you going to come visit me anytime soon?" And I said, "Well, honey, I'm coming down to see you." And I told her when. And now every time she goes, "You're coming down to see me." And I remember Jason said, he goes, "I picked her up. She was listening and she saw your face and she goes, 'That's Uncle Dan.'" And then she says, "He's wearing red. I love it." And
Yeah.
I was just, you know, little simple things like that. But, you know, having that support and having that connection, you can't help how you meet people and you can't help where they are. But if you and I have tried to do anything, it's to make the world a smaller place by saying, it doesn't matter where you go, I'm going to come see you. And, you know, my friendship with you, if you said, "Hey, Dan, I'm in Italy," I'd be like, "All right, well, when Corona lifts and I can go do this, I'll come see you." Because
you're more than welcome anytime.
You know, and I love that. And I really appreciate, I mean, Florida's been a second hub of Wake Up Call since I was down there, and I was on ESPN Radio 1080 The Team at the time. And that was back in 2009 to 2011 time. And, you know, I've had people that are devout. My longest standing fantasy football league, which is just had its 10-year anniversary, is down there. And I have, you know, business connections down there. I worked at Disney, worked at ESPN. And so I cover UCF and USF and Florida State and Miami and all of that. And the high schools down there. So to me, like Cardinal Gibbons was, when I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's you know, I'm not a stranger to that. So I think it's a second home for me. So it's kind of cool that you ended up down there. But it's one of those things where, you know, I miss you up here, but I'm like, I got my faculties. I got the ability to travel. I have a job that I can do anywhere. I got my legs. I got my arms. I can get on a plane and I can, you know, go see a friend. So, you know, I think that's the beauty of the world, Dale, is, you know, you can't keep two people from each other that want to hang out and really want to appreciate our time. And we only got one go around, right? So we got to enjoy
That's
it.
right. We only live once, unless we're going to come back as our pets.
Right. And I think that you and I hopefully have lived a good enough life that we come back as dogs and not cats.
That's right. That's right. So, I always joke with the kids, you know, when we have a bad practice or that, or, you know, we lost 5 games this year. And I said, you know, I'm going to go home and kick the neighbor's cat. And, you know, they get the first time I said that, they gave me the strange look like, you know, "Are you serious? You're going to go kick the neighbor's cat?" And I had to tell them, like, "No, that's just a saying I say when I lose or I'm mad about, you know, having a bad practice." So I wouldn't kick anybody's cat.
I mean, I think that they, you know, if you're not a good person, you come back as a cat. And if you're a good person, you come back as a dog. I mean, I think
there you go.
that's fair to say. So, you know, I know we've talked about your dog, but you had a little surprise from Crystal. I have Lily, and you got your little man who looks like Lily. And so, you know, I mean, what's life been like for you to have, you know, to have a special someone to come home to? And there's really nothing like a dog. And I mean, I don't know, for me, like, I'm her dad. She treats me like that. You know, in the middle of the day, we'll play with each other. When she gets scared, she'll like, you know, want me to pick her up and stuff. She speaks when she needs something, which is really cool.
Yes.
And she'll direct me toward it. So, you know, I think having a dog is so great. And you and I, our personalities, you know, we mesh with each other well. And we also, you know, I can just picture you like I picture me. It's like time to watch your favorite TV show. So you just put the dog on the couch type of thing.
Well, my thing with, you know, Charlie, you know, he loves me when Crystal's not around, and when he's afraid of something, you know, he's on my lap or, you know, next to me. But I mean, it's great. You know, he's a lot of fun, and as I said, you know, we've been very lucky with him. You know, he lets us know when he has to go out to the bathroom, which is a good thing. You know, he hasn't. You know, we had him since he was 8 weeks old, and He's been very good for letting us know when he has to go outside and do his business and that. And he's also got the habit. I've got two ceramic dishes, one for water, one for his food, and he's gotten to where he can click those bowls together when one or the other is empty and he's ready to eat or drink. So, he gives us a lot of alerts, and he lets us know when he wants to go to bed at night. He's 8 o'clock, 8:30 type of dog. Yeah. That this is the time I want to go to bed, and he's going to pester you until you take him in bed. But the good thing about him, we should keep him in the crate at night. And now that he is 7 months old, even a couple of months before that, we said, well, just leave the door of the crate open. If he wants to walk around at night in the bedroom, that's fine, because we close the bedroom door on him and stuff like that. And at night he sleeps on my side of the bed on the floor, and which is kind of strange because he tends to like Crystal better than he likes me, and not in a bad way that he doesn't like me, but she loves him like it's a child, and he's like a little boy. It's the son that her and I don't have together, and he sleeps on my side of the room, and he'll look at me in the morning and say, "Okay, Dad, it's time to go to the bathroom. Take me out." And it used to be 3:30 in the morning, then it got to be 5:30 in the morning. Now, he goes to the beach every morning between 6:15 and 6:30 now, and he lets Crystal know, "Mom, it's time to go to the beach. Let's go." And he goes out and he gets his little puppy out, for an hour, hour and a half on the beach, and he enjoys it. Right now he's got a couple of dogs in the neighborhood that he goes out and plays with, which that's where he's at right now. Yeah. He's out playing with his little friends in the neighborhood, so he's got a good life, and we're enjoying having him, and he's a joy to have. And I wouldn't change Charlie for the world.
Yeah, and I think that there's something to be said about our kids, Charlie and Lily, and I tell people all the time, like she's my daughter. I said if I ever have a daughter someday, I'm like, she's kind of like, I told her she was always going to be my favorite, like she was always going to be my number one, and I'm like, I'm sorry in advance, but she will. I mean, if she wants me to pay attention to her, she will hit my phone. Like if she's done with me on the phone, she'll hit it. And then she did this thing. I had my computer, I was editing in bed. And so I got my laptop and I'm sitting up and I got my laptop on top of a pillow that's on my lap. She's 10 pounds. She is 10 pounds. She went underneath the pillow and hit it like she was like a rhino. She hits my pillow. And when she hits it, she like literally knocks my computer at me like, "You're in bed. I want to relax. You need to rub my belly. No more computer." So I like that dogs really do seem to have very human personalities as well.
Yeah, and Charlie does the same thing. I can be on the couch checking my Facebook or text messages, emails, or whatever, and when he feels that it's his time for attention, he'll paw and knock the phone out of my hand and or my iPad or whatever, and say, "Enough of that. Now it's my turn. Pay attention to me." So they're smart. They're smart.
It definitely lets you know when it's time. You know what I mean? And so,
and it's like Crystal always says, he's just like a little boy. He knows what he wants, and he's got a lot of energy, and he'll run all day if you let him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When Lily at night, when she needs to get rid of her energy, she'll growl and just run back and forth before she goes to sleep. It's like, "Dad, I got like 20 more minutes of energy I need to just burn," and she'll just burn that energy and then she'll go to sleep. But I love it because I'll tell her, like it's time to play, and we'll play, and she'll goof around and stuff. But I've also learned with her too that, if she likes somebody, she'll lick the phone, and my dog does not bite. And there was a girl that I dated where she literally went to bite her 4 times. She growled at her, and my mom looked at me and she goes, "What do you think that's telling you?" Because she doesn't bite anybody. And
that's the wrong one.
She tried to move her from like sitting next to me, and Lily just, and I was just like, but I'll tell you my proudest dad moment ever. And maybe you had one of these with Charlie, or maybe you will at some point. But my dog was terrified of this one dog of this person that I had seen a while back, over a year ago. And their dog was like 80 pounds. And this dog did whatever it wanted to do. Like they had not established dominance over the dog. Like, you have to like let the dog know, this is my house. You need to listen to me. no matter how cute they are. And
Right.
so with Lily, I established that, like, this is my home. You don't pee in my house. Like, we need to do better. And so this dog, she was terrified of. This dog, like, she just made her so uncomfortable. And she would run away from the dog. She'd freak out. She'd always be timid. Well, one day I told the dog not to do something, and the dog turned to me and started growling at me. Lily was on top of the couch, and Lily looks at me and she starts to growl at the dog and look at the dog. And I look at the girl I'm dating and she doesn't say anything. And the dog growls at me again. Lily comes down to the lower part of the couch, sticks her face in the dog's face, lifts up to show her teeth, and starts growling in this dog's face. And I looked at her and I went, proudest father ever. Like, the fact that she in that moment was like, I'm going to protect my dad, even though I'm scared. So, they say that they're not kids, but, my kid stuck up for me that day. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Charlie's like that. He's very protective of Crystal. Sometimes we're out and about and, if there's something that scares him, he'll run behind me. But if it's just him and her, he'll bark and growl and protect her. So he knows who to protect and who's going to protect him.
So speaking here with Dale Shackleford, I mean, you had just mentioned about talking about Crystal and everything, but before that, you mentioned your parents, your dad passing away when you were a teenager, early in your life. What was the best thing that your dad ever taught you that you can still today, that you say, you know what, like, if there's something that happens or a moment that happens, you could say, hey, thanks, Dad, for that. Like, what would you consider that moment or that were a piece of advice that still to this day your dad lives on through this?
Before I get to that, I had to lean forward because when Charlie drinks his water, he puts his whole face in the water and he comes over to me to wipe his face. So that's what I had to do just now. He just came out back in the house from outside playing with his friends, and he's got water dripping off his chin. So he comes over and says, Dad, you got to wipe my face. So that's what I had to do just now. But I think with my father, he taught me a good lesson that if you're not going to give 100% effort in anything, don't do it at all. And I've told the story 100 times. I was playing basketball in 8th grade, and, I was averaging about 35, 36 points a game. And at halftime of one of the games, I had 4 points, and my dad came in the locker room and says, get dressed, we're going home. And I said, Dad, it's only halftime. He goes, I don't care. He goes, you're an embarrassment to your mother and everybody that's out there watching you play because you're not giving 100% effort. And even the coach tried to convince my father that, we got another half to play. And my father straight out says, you coach my son. He goes, I discipline my son. He's an embarrassment to me and everybody and the team. He's going home. And, my father made me get dressed and walk out in the gym in front of the few spectators that we had there. And it was snowing out. And he says, got me outside in the snow and I'm crying, because, I really want to play. And he says, if you can't give 100% effort when you play, he goes, you'll never play this game again. And he goes, that's, you promised me that you're going to go out there and you're going to play as hard as you can. And I said, I promise you, yes, and I will. I want to get back in and play. And at that time, there was only 6-minute quarters. And, I had 4 points at halftime and I went back in. We're down by 10. We ended up winning the game by 10 and I scored 48 points at the end of the game. So that was my lesson, and it carried on with me all my life. And it's, especially when I played, competitive sports, I had to give 100% effort every time I was out there. And a lot of people don't understand it. They said, well, it's only a little kid or they're older than you or whatever. I said, you don't give them any self-confidence, and you always give 100% effort because you're teaching them something also, that you're not just given something, you have to earn it, and you have to work hard for it. And, that's something I would always remember from my dad. And, after my dad passed away, we were in the playoffs of, our grammar school season. And actually we were going into the championship round. And my mom said to me, she goes, I can't come in the locker room, but the same thing applies. So, she gave me the same as my dad would say, you got to go out there and give 100% effort, or I'll make sure you don't play this game ever again either. So, those were things that, my parents instilled in me at a young age to, let me know that, nothing's going to be easy. You have to work at everything you do. And because something was good yesterday doesn't mean it's good today. You have to work hard at it and make sure it happens that way.
And, and giving that effort, how do you impart those lessons at Cardinal Gibbons as an assistant coach now, you know, having this job today, how do you relate to the kids today? And I mean, kind of twofold, how do you relate to the kids and what message do you send them? And then secondly, you know, I kind of always wondered if you were going to get back into coaching. Why did you do it?
Well, I contribute that to Coach Fine. You know, when I came down here, you know, Coach Fine took me to a gym where, you know, he knew some people that was working out, and he helped work out some kids there. And he said, you know, why don't I come with him one day? And so I did. And, you know, he introduced me to the coach Roosevelt Gray, who was coaching a travel team. And actually, Coach Gray knew of me because when Mitch Richmond was in college, he was in Coach Gray's high school program, and Syracuse was recruiting him. So that's how him and Bernie knew each other. And he said, "Sure, I'd love to have you come over and you know, work with the kids and stuff." And you know, my thing is, you know, I love to play defense. I pride on playing defense and that. So that was one of the things that, you know, he wanted me to do with the kids that he had. And we had great athletic kids and stuff. You know, they could run all day long, and you know, they just wanted to be scorers and shooters, and you know, don't understand that, you know, you have to stop the other team from scoring in order to have a chance to win the games.
Yeah.
So you know, Bernie got me involved in that, and then he had a friend. I can't remember Marty's last name, but you know, Bernie knew him from New York. That's been down here, and he was the original coach of Cardinal Gibbons, and now he does some fundraising for the school and everything. And he introduced me to the head coach there, Bill Mallon, who said, you know, from Bernie's recommendation, and that he goes, "I'm going to hire you right off the spot. You know, no interview, no nothing. You know, I'm going to bring you on just because of what Coach Fine had said." So, you know, I credit that to Bernie and that, and you know, I credit Crystal because she said, "This is what you're supposed to do. You know, this is what you need to do. This is what's going to make you happy." And you know, with her and Bernie, you know, not pushing me in that direction, but encouraging me to, you know, to go in that direction, knowing deep down that you know, that was a passion of mine, and you know, it worked out well. And I try to tell the kids, and I show them different things. You know, I show them pictures of me when I played at Syracuse, and I tell them, I said, you know, you're in this position right now. Yeah. You're not going to get any better, or you're not going to be great without the other players on your team. You have to appreciate everybody, and you have to play together in order to be successful. One person may be a better scorer than somebody else. Somebody may be a better defensive player than somebody else. You have.
Oh, I lost your volume here for a sec. Can you hear me? We lost Dale's volume here for 1 second. There you go.
My phone rang and cut in on that. I thought I turned that off.
No, you're okay.
We're still there? Okay. And you know, and I tell the kids, you know, we have to work hard because we didn't have a lot of talent this year. You know, Coach Bill is a very good coach. He's great for the kids, and you know, I show the kids, you know, different things, and I show them, I print out different things for them, and you know, I tell them, I said, listen, I said, if you can't listen and follow directions, I said, you can't play this game. I said, it's simple as that, and that's a quote from Bobby Knight. You know, if you can't listen and follow directions, you can't play this game. And I show them pictures, and I give them printouts, and I give them things that pertains to team efforts and individual efforts. And then I show them a picture of me at the end of the portfolio that I gave them of me dunking backwards in the game at Syracuse. And I said, this is where you're at right now at the front of this booklet. Yeah. This is where you want to be at the end of the booklet. And I told him, I said, that picture of me was on the cover of the media guide that went out all over the country. I said, this is where you want to be. I said, so in order to get there, these are the little things you have to do in order to get to those things. And I said, we all want to play college basketball, but we're all not going to play Division I college basketball. We're always going to play somewhere.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you know, I had opportunities to play, you know, to try out for NBA teams. I wasn't good enough to make it, but there was other places throughout the world that I could play. And I said, I went to Italy, I went to Chile, I went to England, and I traveled all over Europe. So there's places to play basketball, but you have to work hard at it. And you have to do it all the time because you never know who's there watching you that is going to give you that opportunity. And, you know, just because you're a great athlete or whatever, you may not be coachable. And I said, you have to be coachable. I said, you have to understand that there's more to the game than just running and shooting the basketball. And the kids, we bought into it because a lot of our games this year, we won because of defense. I mean, we had a lot of low scoring games. I mean, we've had games where we only had 3 people score.
Yeah.
And we won by 2 or 3 points. I mean, we lost 5 games this year, and we only lost 1 game by more than 4 points. So attribute to the kids and stuff. They bought into what we were trying to do. Unfortunately, we had no size. We had inexperience. We only had 2 seniors on the team, but the kids played hard together, and they ended up playing for each other. And that's what, is the most important thing. You play for each other, you play for a team. And it doesn't matter if you're the first 5 or the last 1, you're still part of the team. And, I think they came to work every day and try to achieve that. I hope and I honestly feel that they're going to be a lot better prepared, next year than they were this year because, they see what they can accomplish if, they work hard and they do things together.
That coming here from Dale Shackleford, Syracuse Orange Basketball alum, overseas alum, and an assistant coach for Cardinal Gibbons down in Florida now. And more than anything, a very close friend of mine that's near and dear to my heart. Dale, before I let you go, what did the kids at Cardinal Gibbons teach you getting back into coaching?
I don't know if I should say this on the air. I think what I brought to the team and what the kids understood that there's a different basketball mentality in North America than it is in Southern Florida. And I'm saying in New York, there's a different mentality of basketball. And we have the mentality in New York to where we have good teaching and that where coach is going to teach you every aspect of the game. Yeah. The coach is going to stress a lot of defense with you, and we don't get that here. Parents down here, they tend to think that because of the football kids are great, baseball the kids are great. Those you can do all year round. So that's where a lot of kids focus on athletically, trying to be a great football player, trying to be a great basketball player. So trying to be a good baseball player and a great football player. Basketball is like the 3rd sport here in Florida, and the kids are watching all the NBA games. They're watching the Miami Heat, and they think that that's how the game's supposed to be played, just run and gun. And to get them to understand, the defensive part of the game is, something that I take pride in, and I respected the kids for wanting to learn and do that every day.
And I think for you, I mean, it's another challenge. It's a new chapter. Salt and Pepper is another chapter. Cardinal Gibbons is another chapter. And you said, Crystal has pushed you to bring this out in you. What Dale Shackleford are we getting today? Like, how have you evolved as a person?
Well, you're getting Dale Shackleford that has a great partner in Crystal. That my motivation that I need, and the willingness to say, no matter what, this is what I need to do. This is where I belong. I've got to get up every day with the mindset of teaching and motivating and molding young people to be the best that they can, and not settle for anything less. There's opportunities out there, and I just got to reach out and get them. And that was one of the reasons why Crystal and I said, if we don't move to Florida now, we probably never will. And we don't want to have any regrets in the end. So, when I'm, Crystal's going to hate this, but when I'm on my last leg, I don't want to say that I didn't do what I wanted to do or I didn't make a difference in somebody's life.
And that's, and you are emotional and you are so real, and you made that decision, like so many people talk about that. And like I said, you and I talked about it off the air. Like if you want something, you go get it. I can't tell you how many people up here in Central New York have said, I want to live in Florida. I'm going to live in Florida. I got to live in Florida. You literally went with Crystal to Florida. You came home, you looked at each other and said, this is what we want. Like we got to do it. And then you went and you did it. And I commend you for doing that, because there's people that don't take those chances when they're 20, when they're 30, and you're taking this after your playing days, after things you've done, after, you know, a bunch of different jobs and ventures and whatnot. Like, you took this chance and you trusted and believed in her. You trusted and believed in yourself. You trusted and believed that God would guide you with something down there. Like, your faith led you and you trusted it. And I'm so proud of you and happy for you, because it's like, you're this percent of the people that say, like, you actually did it. And I don't care about the people that talk about I'm gonna. I want to see you do it. Like, I don't go around and tell people I'm a great broadcaster. I just broadcast to the best of my ability and hope that it has a positive effect on people. But, like, you did it. Like, Dale, you're in this tiny, tiny percentage of the world that actually said, like, let's just live before it's all over. Let's do something. And I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of it, because who does that? Like, who actually says they're gonna and then they do? And those are the only people I want to be around in my life, is the people that take those chances that are really, really high risk, but also really, really high reward. And I commend you for giving yourself a shot. I mean, I think it's so great. And I know you're not going to fail, because, you know, you listen to your gut and you listen to your faith and you went after it.
Well, I'll be 65 next month, and you know, Chris and I always say, you know, I got 37 more years to do this and enjoy life. So that's what I'm pushing for. You know, I feel healthy. I feel rejuvenated. You know, every day is like a Saturday. I can sit on the, you know, after a hard day, I can sit on the back porch and smoke a cigar and you know, have a little cocktail and relax with Charlie at my feet, and you know, look forward to the next day.
Dale, for you, for us, I kind of want to, you know, bring this full circle, because we talked about it a little bit. Here, we're Florida in Focus, Wake Up Call, on site, on location in the great state of Florida, our second home. Our friendship, through your eyes, what can you say? 4 years of working together, everything we've done, you know, how would you describe it? And then I'll give my thoughts. But, you know, because to me, like, you have that very, very special place to me. Like, you know, you are one of my co-hosts. Like, you're like you and Rob Drummond have, like, been my people. You know what I mean? Like, you're my co-hosts. You're the people that I really just lean on. But more than anything else, like, I've come to you with stuff that's really, really important to me. You know, I did it before we went on the air today. And, you know, I've done the same with Rob. How would you describe this friendship? Because I never thought in a million years that, you know, we would be where we are when I first reached out to you. But, you know, here we are today. And, you know, I love Dale Shackleford, the person, more than, I mean, if you never played sports, I would still want to come hang out with Dale Shackleford, because you've been there for me in a way that transcends. And, you know, I respect the fact that your heart is on your sleeve, because a lot of people don't do that anymore.
Well, I mean, as far as you and I, you know, I think that, you know, the first time we met, you know, we were in Carrier Dome at the basketball camp, and you know, I passed you the ball, you hit the 3-pointer, and, you know, that was it. That was my first and only assist in the Dome. But you know, you and I over the years, you know, doing the shows together and stuff. I mean, you taught me a lot. That's why, you know, I'm doing the show now with Salt and Pepper. That's why I did the show with Rosie. It's because of things I learned from you. You know, I could always be a person to answer questions for someone when the reporter came to me, but, you know, you gave me the opportunities to, you know, speak my mind and just to relax and, you know, enjoy the moment. But you and I became more than just co-workers, friends. I mean, you and I we're like brothers, and, you know, other than you know, just we're not just doing a show together. We've talked to each other on the phone. You know, just to see how we were doing, you know, text each other and just to see how each other is doing. And, you know, that's what true family does. And that's what you are. You're my family. You're my brother. And you'll always be it. As I said before, you know, when you come down to Florida, you know, you're always welcome to, you know, come here with Crystal and I, and, you know, and we'll enjoy a little meal together and sit on the porch. And I don't know if you smoke a cigar, but, you know, I'll offer you one anyway, and we'll have a little cocktail and look by the lake. I mean, I'm going to turn this just for a second, but, you know, this is a great view out here, and You can't beat it. We've got a nice little dog park around the corner, and if you bring the dog with you, they'll have fun with Charlie, and we can relax and reminisce about some of the things we did in the past and what we have planned for the future.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool thing about it is, true friends are exactly that. They stay with you. Doesn't matter where they go. I call you on the phone when you lived in Utica and you answered. I call you on the phone when you're in Syracuse, you answered. I call you on the phone when you're down in Florida and you answer. And, you answered the call for me in so many ways. You, in the past few years, have seen me through some of the biggest turning points of my life. Like, you have been a part of some of the hardest moments, the most challenging moments, the most confusing moments. And I mean, whether it was my company, it was my personal life, anything and everything, like, you've been there, you've seen it. And, I can't adequately put into words the fact that, like, God gave me a brother. God gave me a family member. When I do get married again, you will be there. And, and I feel so honored for that. And, it's like, I want to be around, you and Crystal and Charlie, because, like, anybody that's around you that makes you happy, like, they're good in my book. Like, the day that Crystal made you feel a certain special kind of way, I'm like, well, you know what? Then I want to be in her life. I want to be in Charlie's life, and it's because there's people in your life that matter, and then there's, like, those people that are above and beyond. And I mean, like, I feel like us sitting here talking on this call, it's like sitting on the couch next to you. And I really do feel like family. A hug from you means more. A conversation with you, advice from you means more to me. And, I genuinely, like, you're one of those people that's on a short list that when I call and say, like, hey, this is the girl. Hey, this is what I thought of. Hey, I got this idea. Hey, I want to share this with you. Like, it means more to me to bring that to you than to a lot of people in this world. And, I'm so grateful that happened. And I'm grateful that when you passed me the ball that day, I literally said, I was like, I mean, I've shot my whole life. I trust my shot. But I said to myself in my head, I was like, Dan, more than any other shot you've taken in your life, you have to make this. Because if you make this, it's like the coolest story ever. Dale passed you the ball on Jim Boeheim court. You make the shot. You wanted to play at SU growing up as a little kid. If you make this shot, then, and I told you, I looked right at you and I pointed to you and I said, then that's one more assist, and you got to add that in your book now. Like, that counts as an assist. So, just like you assisted me then, you do it now, and I try to give that back to you. But I mean, genuinely, Dale, like, I honestly consider you a brother, and I can't even tell you when you say the words that you just said, like, it makes me feel like I did something good in this world, because I really do. I respect you in a way that if I mean something to you, then I feel like, okay, I'm doing something good. And now I got to keep building off of that, because you are my family, and, you will always be a part of my life no matter where you go. And you'll always be one of my first phone calls when I have an idea, because you matter to me a lot more than a lot of things I can say.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I'm always here for you. You'll always be with me if I see you or talk to you or that. You're always in my heart. And, as we said before, I, thank God that I met Crystal, and she's helped me fulfill life dreams and, get the best out of my life. I'm only a mean guy when I play basketball. I'm a nice guy everywhere else. So, and she's making sure that, I continue to do that, and I continue to enjoy life, and I continue to do for people as I'm here to do.
And it's been an incredible thing. And the final thing that I want to do here, Dale, is I want to give you the opportunity to do something we've done before. And I want to rapid fire and have this, be the end of our Florida in Focus special. So, us being friends, a lot about me. You can ask me any 3 questions in the world, and I would love for you to put me on the hot seat. So Let's do it. Sunshine State, hot seat, put me there. 3 questions. Go ahead.
I'm first.
You're the only. I'm not even going to put you on the hot seat. I'm going to let you. You got 3 at me, and you get to sit pretty on your porch today.
All right. This is a tough one because okay. If it was your choice,
yeah,
would you move to Canada or not?
If yes, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You had, I mean, it's good that you had to think about it because, you know, that's probably the toughest situation anybody can make in their life is to move somewhere and that you're not familiar with, and you know, to try to start a new life and to do things with.
I would tell you that there's nothing in my life that's more important than seeking something, you know, very good to come home to. So if I believe that I can be successful anywhere, I believe that I can sell, you know, snow to snow to somebody living in I could sell snow to Santa Claus. And
there you go.
You know, so to me, I really genuinely believe that I could be successful anywhere. But, you know, anybody that knows me knows that I'm a hopeful, not a hopeless, but a hopeful romantic. And, you know, if I was put in a position where something progressed and is very real and very true, then you as my friend know wholeheartedly that you could answer that question yourself. That if something's genuine, then I'm going to go where that goes. And, you know, I'm always going to fight for something that matters.
All right. I'm going to let you do this one in 3 words.
Okay.
What do you think of Syracuse basketball this year?
Box out more. So that's what I would say. Box out is a foreign language. Apparently, it's this year, it's last year, it's the year before. Second chance opportunities are not what Syracuse goes after. And I'm always marveling at the fact that when I look at the offensive rebound stat sheet, we'll be leading in offensive rebounds on the team that we're playing against, or we'll have 5. And I don't know like what constitutes an offensive rebound, like our pinky grazing the ball, but I don't see the offensive rebounds that are showing up statistically. I think that the way that the games feel is that whoever we're playing has 40 offensive rebounds and we have 2. So we don't box out. We don't go for second chance opportunities. And for some odd reason, we think we're going to make the first shot every time. And if life has taught me everything, you almost never make the first shot.
Right. And, you know, speaking of boxing out, a few years back, you know, somebody said to Coach Boeheim about, you know, boxing out. And he made the comment that you don't box out in a zone. And Roosevelt and I were together when we looked at each other like, he's got to be out of his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to box out in any situation. You know, I tell the kids, you know, when the little zone, when we played zone, I say you got to find somebody to box out before you go get the rebound. I mean, look to see who's around you, get a body on them, get a hand on them or something, you know, but you got to box out before you get a rebound. There's no such thing as you don't box out against the zone. You're not going to out jump everybody. If you got a guy that's 6'10" and you're 5'10", at least get a body on the person so that you have at least a half a chance to get the rebound.
I don't know if there's any team. I don't know of the 300 plus NCAA Division I men's basketball schools, if there's any team that's easier to get a defensive rebound against than Syracuse. And that frustrates me to no end because boxing out, I mean, I basically look at things that, you know, Syracuse doesn't have out of bounds plays. They don't know how to break a press. There's things that I see this season, and I appreciate the guys and I respect the guys. I look at this and I go, where's the box out play? You know, where's the boxing out? Where's the play? Like, where's the stack play on an out of bounds that's half court? You know, where's you know, where are the picks and the screens? Where are the offensive plays? The reasons why I would sit the bench in high school, none of those things happen on the court. And I'm sitting here going, I got recruited D3, but based on this, I had more knowledge than D1. So then I should be out there. You know what I mean? Like I just, we played box and one, we played 2-1-2, 2-3, 3-2, man to man. And if I didn't know any of our 5 out of bounds plays, if I didn't know our 4 plays that had different nuances, if he called motion and he went to the right and put his fist up, I had to do this. If he went like this, I had to do something else. If he went this way, then we started it reverse. And we would have like a play where it would be set a screen, then set another screen, then wait, set another screen. If none of those screens work, reset, start over again. Like, I marvel at the fact that our offense is, if you have the ball, shoot it, or you can pass it and then they can shoot it. But nobody sets picks. And when our guys pick up the ball, nobody even runs to them for help. And the fact that we threw the ball away on an out of bounds play with 20 seconds left in the game was beyond my recognition of basketball. So yeah. I'm frustrated.
I go crazy even with the kids. I said, you got to be able to get the ball in bounds. Oh, yeah. If the out of bounds play don't work, you just have to get it in bounds. That's the bottom line. All right, last one. When you come to Florida to visit me, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Give you a hug.
There you go, my man. Same here, always.
First thing.
Give you a nice big hug. That's right.
They give you a hug, and next thing say, where are we eating? Because I know you got some good spots. So.
Oh yeah, got some great spots. Got some great spots to eat. You just gotta tell me what flavor you want the first time, and then from that point on, and then we're on our own. Yeah. And so, I mean, like, and I like seafood, and I know that Florida has that down to a science. So yes, they do. Yes, I've got about 3 or 4 places here for seafood, so we're in good shape. Good. So that's the plan. Dale Shackleford here with us in Florida in Focus. Dale, for everything you do, thank you so much, more than anything, for being a friend and being one of those people that I can't wait to hug when I come down and see you. And the fact that you called me your brother, I feel like, that's something that I will treasure for my entire life. And I know that. So thank you for being family. Thank you for spending the time with me. And thank you for always being there for me from the day that I met you. Well, Dan, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and it's even better seeing you. So I can't wait to see you when you come down to Florida, and all the best to you. And from the bottom of my heart, I hope the relationship works out for you. Thank you, brother.